Every single day, millions of men are sending money to women they've never met. And here's the crazy part, many of these women don't even exist. I personally run 5 AI-generated girls who are constantly getting new subscribers and tips from men online. Last month alone, my clients sent 23 grand to my girls. And guess what? About 90% of that money came from chatting. Not just posting content, actually talking to these guys. Most girls on these platforms just chase money, act like robots, and guys can smell that from a mile away, all right? The real money isn't in posting content. It's in building relationships with each subscriber. The reason dudes sent me 23 grand last month is because I understood what exactly to say to them and what they wanted to hear. So, if 90% of all the money you'll earn isn't chatting, how do you actually do that? This video isn't about what messages to send, because if you copy messages without understanding the why, it'll never work. Instead, I'll explain to you the psychology behind this industry so you can understand what's really going on in these guys' heads. Because if you don't get these psychological triggers, you're just going to be typing random stuff and wondering why you're not going to be making any real money. So, I found 8 specific psychological reasons why men pay for this type of attention, and in this video, I'm going to break them all down for you. Because once you get these psychological triggers, you can change how you chat based on who you're talking to, keep them subscribed way longer, and get crazy big tips from them. Alright, let me show you these psychological triggers through some real examples I've seen myself when chatting with clients. Number 1, emotional neglect and desire for attention. One of my highest paying subscribers is Mark, a 38-year-old married man who feels disconnected from his wife. He's told Amelia, one of my AI girls, that his wife's always busy with work and kids, and they barely have any intimate life. So, why he pays? Well, he wanted to feel wanted again. And when my chatters call him baby and make him feel special, he's paying for that attention. And he tells himself it's not cheating since there's no physical contact. About 30% of my subscribers are guys who feel ignored in their relationships. For these guys, my chatters text good morning and good night every day. They ask about their day, and they remember the little stuff they've mentioned before. These guys are starving for attention. Like last month, one guy who felt ignored at home tipped Amelia close to $1,900 just for being the only one who listens. Number 2, the illusion of a personal connection. Another popular client I got is Josh, a 27-year-old tech worker. He's tried dating apps but gets ignored or ghosted, and my chatters send him messages with his name, they remember his job, his dog, and they always ask how his day was. And so why he pays? Well, he feels like he has a real connection with Amelia, unlike dating apps. And he thinks he's special to her, even though we send similar messages to hundreds of guys. And having her attention is addictive for him. About 25% of my subscribers are younger guys who just suck at dating. For guys wanting connection, we keep notes on everything. Their jobs, pets, hobbies, what's going on in their life. Then my chatters mention this stuff in conversations, and they also initiate conversations making him feel wanted, which he never had on dating apps. One guy actually said Amelia is the only girl who remembers my birthday. That one message got me a $400 tip. Alright, next one. Number 3, ego boost and power dynamics. Chris is one of my richest subscribers. He's a 42-year-old businessman who controls everything in his life, except women. My chatters treat him like a VIP, and he loves sending big tips to show off his money. So why he pays? He likes the power that comes from paying for attention. It's easier than getting rejected by real women, and the transaction basically guarantees validation. He just pays instead of trying to impress. So about 5% of my subscribers are older, rich guys who just want to feel in control. For these ego guys, my chatters make them feel like total VIPs and give them exclusive stuff. One guy dropped about 2 grand in a week just because Amelia made a 5-minute custom video where she kept saying his name and told him how much smarter and more successful he was than anyone she ever met. Okay, so number 4. Fetish for amateur or genuine intimacy. David, a 30-year-old dude. Bro, what the hell is wrong with this stick guy? That's insane. Anyways, David, 30-year-old guy who was skeptical about paying at first. He watches corn all the time, but gets bored by mainstream videos that, look fake and staged. He likes Amelia because she feels more real and authentic and responds to what he personally asks for. So why he pays? Well, he wants stuff that feels real. not professionally produced. And the exclusivity feels like he's having a girlfriend. And plus, getting custom content fuels his fantasies about Amelia. About 10% of my subscribers are guys looking for authentic experiences. For these guys, my chatters make content that isn't too perfect and add personal touches. One guy paid $500 just to get videos where Amelia had his name written on different parts of her body. Okay, next one. Number 5. Loneliness and social anxiety. Mike, a 24-year-old sub who barely leaves his apartment. He plays video games all day, and talking to women in person makes him super anxious, but online, he can talk without freaking out. So why he pays? He doesn't have to worry about rejection. And it fills the emptiness of being alone with Tristan by himself in the war room sipping Johnny Walker. All right, that's a joke. So it fills the emptiness of being alone. And on top of that, he can feel close to someone without leaving his comfort zone. About 20% of my clients are young guys who just don't know how to talk to women. For these shy guys, my chatters never judge them, always reply nicely to weird messages, and give them some encouragement. I had this super shy guy who could barely hold a conversation at first. Now, he and Amelia talk for hours, and he says she's the only girl who gets him. He tips $50 whenever they chat because she makes him feel normal for once. All right, number 6, addiction and escalation. Look, I think these drawings I made deserve a like on their own. All right, James. He started just following Amelia for free. Then one day, he tipped $5 because she remembered his birthday. A week later, he paid $45 for a custom video. Then he started sending 3-figure tips for good conversations. Now, he spends hundreds every month just to keep chatting with her. Why he pays? The more he talks to Amelia, the more attached he gets. And regular conversations aren't enough anymore, so he pays for more attention. In his mind, it's, I've put so much into this relationship now, I just can't walk away. About 15% of my clients spend more and more over time. And I don't even use fancy systems for this one. It happens naturally through relationship building. When a guy has been around for a while, my chatters share more personal stuff, text more often, and remember more details. One guy who started with $5 tips ended up sending Amelia $900 in a single weekend just because she told him she was feeling lonely and wanted to talk more with him. All right, the guy for number 7, the white knight syndrome. Ethan, he's not just a follower, he actually supports Amelia, and my chatters share personal struggles, money problems, stress, and needing support. He feels like he's helping her by paying. So why exactly he pays? He thinks he's different from other subscribers, a supporter, like not just a customer. And he likes feeling needed and important to Amelia. And he tells himself he's not paying for content, but helping someone he cares about. About 10% of my subscribers are guys who want to feel like heroes. For these white knight guys, my chatters sometimes share little problems, like maybe Amelia needs a new camera or she's having a bad week. This gives the guys a chance to help out. One dude sent a $300 tip after Amelia just briefly mentioned needing money because her laptop broke. She didn't even ask for money directly, by the way. And the last one on the list. Number 8, weird requests they're too shy for in real life. So Ryan, 33-year-old guy who has super specific weird requests that he wouldn't share on a first date with a real girl. Some guys like Ryan are into worshipping girls and other stuff like this. So why he pays? Amelia doesn't judge his weird requests and just fulfills them. He knows he won't get rejected or laughed at, and he can try out his fantasies without feeling awkward. These guys are only about 5% of my subscribers, but they're usually the biggest spenders. For these dudes with weird requests, my chatters make them feel totally cool about whatever they're into, and they act excited about their ideas instead of being like grossed out. If you don't make them feel like freaks, they become super loyal. One guy tips Amelia about $400 every week just because she acts like his dominant stepmom. All right, so there you have it, the 8 psychological reasons why guys pay for AI girls online. Getting these triggers is super important if you want to crush it in this business. When I first started, I was making like about $50 to $100 a day, but once I figured out these patterns and changed how I talked to each type of subscriber, my daily income went through the roof to over $1K a day. The trick is spotting which psychological triggers works on each subscriber and tailoring your approach to each one. Some guys need daily attention, others want like exclusive stuff. Some want to feel like heroes, and others just want someone who won't judge their weird requests. And yeah, this is literally the only non-saturated way to make money online right now, and these psychological tricks I've shared are the secret sauce that makes it work.